Okay, so this one is adjusting the valves on a 2000. This one's a 2011 YZ450F. It'll cover 2010 to, I believe, 2013. First thing we got to do, according to the manual, is get the seat off, the fuel tank, seat and the fuel tank. My seat's already off. It should be just 2 bolts, probably 10 or 8 millimeters. I can't remember what was in there. And then it'll slide back off of that pin. Then you want to get the tank out. It's going to be 2 bolts there, 2 there, and obviously my side covers are off too, so you'll have to get the side covers off. And then you'll want to lift the tank, and under the tank you're going to have your fuel pump connections, so you'll only be able to take it off so far. Set this down. So you'll have this one, and you'll have to get there's a lock on this side, get the lock off, and then that will allow this to move down far enough so you can pull it off. And then the electrical connection off of it. And then the next is to remove the spark plug and the valve cover. My plug's already out because we're doing some electrical testing and this boot is garbage. But you'll get your spark plug out, and then you'll remove these 3 Allen, I think they're Allen bolts. Let me go around this side. They're on this side. I've already got them out. You're going to have a long one that's going to be on this, that side, and the other 2 are shorter. They go over the other side. And this is, where is it? Yeah, it was written here somewhere. Hang on. A 5 millimeter Allen, and that spins all 3 of those out. And once you've got them out and the spark plug out, you're gonna try to save your gasket, but you'll take the valve cover off, set it out of the way. Oh yeah. And you're gonna have a breather right there, and it's just a spring clip. You squeeze it with your fingers and slide it forward. So the next thing you're going to want to do, okay, so assess the timing screw. Oh, okay, set the timing. So you've got to get your crankshaft plug out, and then the timing plug out. I've got to replace this one because the previous owner spun it. But this is a 17 millimeter bolt. Manual says go counterclockwise when you turn it over. And then we got the flashlight. So your mark, oops, can you see, is this U, this little notch right there in the case. And then, I don't know if you're going to see in there very well, there's a little triangle. You want those 2 lined up, and you'll know that you're in the valve adjustment area if, let's see if I can see it here. Okay, there's a dot right there on the sprocket that lines up with the top of the head. And also on this side, I don't know if you're going to see it on this side. Try to see if I can get a better angle. Alright, so you can see it there, it's highlighted with white. There's a dot on that cam sprocket, and it lines up on the outer side of the head. And then the dot, get my flashlight out of the way, on the intake cam sprocket lines up at the front. And that's when you know you're able to check the clearances. So, now that you've got all that set, grab a feeler gauge. So I've got this old set, it's Craftsman's. It has both metric and SAE. SAE is going to be at the top, metrics at the bottom. And essentially what you're going to do is you're just going to find the one that, see your cam lobes are out of the way. So you're checking the distance between the camshaft and the cap. And like that one slides in snug. And I've already checked these. And I've come up with my exhaust is a .229. And my intake, I checked, was at a .127 up there. And that slid under both of them, under both lobes. So then we come to recording those measurements, like your intake. Mine was a 127. The manual says you round up. So that would essentially be a 130. Yeah. And then my exhaust was a .229, and that rounds up to a .230. And so we look at the intake. Standard clearance is .10, .15. I am .13, so I'm within standard clearance. And I'll zoom back here. You can pause the video and see what you might need if yours is out of clearance. And the exhaust, same thing. I've got a .23, and we should be between .20 and .25, so I'm in clearance. So the valve's been done on this fairly recently. And here we'll pull back, and it'll break it down for you how to gauge, like if you already have a pad in, and how much difference it is. And from there, if you had to replace the pads under the caps, you're going to just pull your camshaft covers off, and then you want to put a rag, so there's a ring, a lock ring underneath these covers. You want to make sure the lock ring does not fall into the engine. So you want to put a lot of paper towels and whatnot, rags around so it doesn't fall in, and then you'll access the cams off and you'll have to put new shims in underneath them. It usually goes pretty quick. It's fairly easy. Biggest thing is just getting everything opened up to that point, and then reinstall everything in reverse. Anyway, I hope that helps. Okay, I went ahead and jumped to the camshaft section just in case anybody has to do it. So removing the camshaft, you get your timing mark, you align your timing marks, turn it counterclockwise with a 17 millimeter, and in there it'll show you the arrow lines up with that little cutout, and then your timing marks on your camshaft gears line up in each corner. You got to remove the tensioner and it along with its gasket. Let's see. Remove the camshaft cap bolts in a crisscross pattern, working from the outside in to prevent damage. Remove exhaust camshaft and the intake manifold, or the intake camshaft. Attach a wire to the chain so it doesn't fall into the engine. You can inspect your cam lobes. If you pause it here, you can check the runouts on those, and you would check that like so, and like so if you've got that apparatus and machine. Okay, that's all measuring the cam. So there is a decompression system on these. The earlier versions, I think, was tied to the kickstart, but that's why you can't do, I believe it's why you cannot do a compression test on these, is because they will always decompress on startup. So you've got to do a cylinder leak down test to be more accurate, and that's a whole nother can of worms. And then reinstalling, you're gonna get the cams out of the way. You'll put your new shims in, discard the old ones, and then basically realign the chain and the gears again. I'm trying to see if they've got torque. Ah, there you go. The camshaft cap is 10 Newton meters, or 7.2 foot-pounds on those. Reinstall your tensioner. Tensioner goes in the same. Tensioner cap. And there you are. That should be it, but like I was saying, these little circlips right up here, as soon as you pull these caps off, these are going to want to fall into the engine, which is why you want to put towels or paper towels or something to keep those from falling in. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody, and if you got any questions, I'll try to answer them, but I'm just going out the manual and I don't need to adjust mine. So have a good one.